Oh hey internet, what is up? Welcome back to the Type QQ channel. As I stutter, right? Checking out a new game, kind of an old game to my Steam library, but a new game to the channel called Digital Eds. No, that's the developers or the publisher. It is Gunwings, a game that I has dropped off my radar. I mean, not even up until late. I don't even know why I'm saying it like that, but I had purchased it when it first came out. Like I don't know when it came out, like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and played it on easy. And I think I kind of just beat it in like one sitting or one day, and then it just kind of sunk into obscurity into my Steam library. And then now that we finished Monolith, or potentially finished Monolith, at least for the time being, at least regularly, I guess until the poll kind of settles and we find out what the fate of it lies, really. I was like, well, let's check out another game. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this game's hanging around. So let's check this game out, at least on normal this time, and not kind of just breeze through on easy. And this is kind of an interesting game. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a brilliant game or an amazing game, but it's a game. And it almost plays into my style, as in running into bullets, right? So there's a few things going on with this game. Of course, as you can see, vertically scrolling shmup. We've covered this already. But you get to pick between like a blue girl, excuse me, a red girl and a yellow girl. I've gone with yellow. She's got a cool spread shot. And the concept of this game is that not only can you get these sort of bonus bullet pickups from killing enemies, but they fire, an assortment of colors, or rather just these three, red, blue, and yellow. And you can actually run into and collect the yellow bullets or the color of your character. Blue for blue, red to red. You kind of get how it is. Doing so is advantageous because on the bottom of the screen you see that green bar as it just flashes yellow now. Not only does, not only does that fill slowly on its own and when you shoot enemies, but it actually grows quite a lot when you're actually picking up yellow bullets. So, pick up your bullets, pick up your color bullets, shoot down your enemies, and that's pretty much it. You have your regular fire. You have your focus. It doesn't necessarily focus your fire, but focuses your movement. Then you have your charge, which is that sort of cog wildness when that bottom bar is full. And then, of course, you have a bomb that's sort of an all-out attack. Not so much a screen-clearing, damaging thing, but it does kind of just shoot everything all out and everything dies. Another thing to mention about why using your charge move maybe at the right time is really good is that because while you're firing this sort of cog out of your character during this charge move, like anything it touches when it comes to different colored bullets turn into bonus points. So you can play it very defensive, or if you're going for that score chase, certainly the way to do it there. Actually, there's our charge there as we kind of just shove it right down the throat of the boss. You can see how powerful that is. I think only 2 phases, and you can see how we kind of just ripped it apart. I mean, granted, we can say that for the first level, like, yeah, check it out, we fucking killed it, but you know how it is. We're not gonna be so confident later in the game. And actually, another reason why I kind of picked this game is that it is rather short. I think like 5 levels. Don't hold me to it. 4 or 5 levels. I believe easy mode had 4. I'm sure normal mode has more, if not an extra boss, that sort of thing. I am not sure. You think I do homework and do research? You think I went to the Steam profile, the Steam page, for a second to find out how many levels there are? You have come to the wrong channel. I barely went into the option menu, which this game has none. That's a little weird, right? Like I said, not a brilliant game, not a good game, but it's a game, and it's kind of interesting. But like I said, the fact that I don't have to dodge every bullet that's shot on the screen, just 2/3 of them, that's more of my speed, I think. However, it does bring the sort of dichotomy of challenge, where it's kind of like you have to parse out in your brains that some of these bullets are bad, some of these bullets are good, and there's just a lot of shit going on, and you just gotta like wait a second. It's almost like you know how in some games you just get into the zone and you're just like, nothing can stop me because I'm ultra focused. I'm not so sure you can do that in this game, because you have to reserve some sort of thought or some sort of attention in that sort of, you know, caveman brain of yours to make sure you're not running into the wrong color. You know, like, listen, I'm playing yellow, I gotta run into yellow. And God forbid if you're playing a different character, right? Like, well, I guess I'll check out blue. But, you know, the last 8 hours I've been playing red, so what the hell's going on? So there is this sort of like weird I don't know, what am I saying? There's this weird element to the game where you're doing something that you really, you know, shouldn't be doing in other games, aside from maybe Ikaruga. You know, that's what this kind of game reminds me of, to a lesser extent, really. You know, this sort of, you collect some bullets and dodge others. Ikaruga, it's a sort of black and white type of thing, and it's a far more polished game than this, but this one certainly is a sort of a giant, you know, a giant explosion of bullets and pickups. One thing I don't particularly care for in this game, that I wish was kind of tempered, or at least kind of patched out, is I don't like all the different sizes of bullets. Or not particularly different sizes of bullets. I don't like the small bullets. I don't know why there are these little sort of dust of you know, speckles of sand. You know, these bullets are perfect. Maybe even a little smaller, or even bigger, whatever. There's our charge there with those giant cogs, ripping them apart, picking up the extra bullet points there. You can see as it kind of tore into that. That's our bomb there, trying to just blitz down the second level boss here, and to some avail, I would say. Now you can see there's a couple more gauges there on the left. One being our power gauge, which is like our weapon strength that gradually goes in time. The other is this sort of other sort of strange attack that happens when we stop firing. I don't want to say strange attack, it's just one I'm a little unfamiliar with. But yeah, that's kind of all it is. Then you have your knife and bomb stock. It looks like your game volume. The top of us is a score. The power button times might be the number of times I pause the game. I'm not sure. That's a little bizarre. But that's kind of cool if you're kind of, you know, trying to be the best Donkey Kong player in the world or something. You want to know how many times you paused the game and had a Hot Pocket. And then, of course, you have the stage and difficulty on the right as well. So I mean, when it comes to UIs, I mean, it's pretty comprehensive. That was pretty miserable. Aside from like maybe, you know, a few too many gauges. You know, that's what sometimes I think games mess up with, is that like they kind of try to be too innovative with different attacks and different goings on, when you really, like, I don't want to say you just have to reinvent the wheel every time, because I think, you know, when it comes to basic, you know, shmups, you know, there are some really like amazing ones out there. It's just that like you put too much going on and you're like, listen, I'm only a controller, I'm only arrow keys and a few buttons on the keyboard. Let's not make this too convoluted. But I think this game is kind of right there on the edge. You know, it does just enough. You have your charge, you have your bomb, you have your regular attack, you know, and then you have your 50 different thousand types of pickups to acquire. And I think that's well enough. You can see our cogs are just kind of there, you know, grinding down larger enemies. There's our charge attack. And it looks like the gears have a sort of homing effect to them as well. So You know, they'll know where to go when it comes to killing enemies. And then, yeah, if they cross any sort of enemy bullets per se, or different color bullets, you know, they'll turn those into bonus points. Using a bomb there with a little bit of panic, and as we can see, there's like a lot of screen of nothing, so maybe not the best time to use it. Especially where these enemies, although like coming in a giant cloud, shoot a bunch of bullets, don't seem to be all that threatening. And we're kind of coming across the boss with maybe like 55% of our gauge, so a little caught with our pants down a little bit using a bomb there. Maybe we didn't really need to, but to be on the safe side, I suppose. And this is a little messy. Got to get on our focus fire for that. Our charge finally picked up, and then we were able to kind of grind down the last bit of damage for him to seal the win, I guess. But with some resources, you know, lost a life, couple bombs. So currently, 1 life, 1 bomb. I believe we will get some bomb replenishments if we die, I believe. But you know, I certainly would kind of like to gather a lot more points to get an extend. Although we haven't really touched upon, you know, getting points. You know, we should probably spend some more time examining those final stage bonus points to see what the game is scoring us on. If I had to guess, it probably is a lot of these, you know, silver and green bullets. And using our counter to kind of turn enemy bullets into those type of, you know, points would be what we would need, you know, later in the game if we're not scoring or we're not getting our 1cc with the number of lives we have currently. There's a bomb being deployed. Maybe not the best time, as it's fucking not killing anything. There's a charge as well. Yeah, running right into that wall of red bullets there. Not advised particularly. Yeah, so yeah, if we can't 1cc this game with the number of lives we're getting default, we may have to consider, you know, score chasing, or just getting enough decent points to get ourselves an extra life or 2. God help us, right? Not that it's ever a bad idea either. It'd be kind of to be aware of such things. Wow, what an awful dodge. What an awful way to end the first video here with a sort of like, oh no, a blue bullet, let me run right into it. But yeah, that's going to be their first run there. And a little awkward sort of, please continue 45 second sort of countdown, but all the same. Normal little screen there. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. And we'll come back and play some more Gunwings in the future.